Hello and welcome to this week's Lounge Chat. Our guest member today is our lovely Consortium Lounge member, Tegan. We're excited to find out more about you and your business. So Tegan, please tell us a bit about yourself. Over to you.
Well, where do I start? So my name is Tegan, as you said. I'm a financial advisor and a stockbroker in Wollongong, based in Wollongong. I'm a mum of 4 boys, which we were just talking about. And I've been in and out of the Illawarra for most of my working life. I've been with Morgans Financial for 10 years and I love it. But I've also lived in Western Sydney and in the Blue Mountains. I used to run a pub and I was in real estate. So I've got quite a different background, but always found myself in the finance space and in business accounting and bookkeeping. So numbers are certainly where I find joy.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that was kind of the beginning, but I've been in Wollongong for about 10 years now.
Wow, that's fantastic. And you mentioned your business, so you work within Morgans Financial.
That's right, yes. So Morgans is a franchise, so it's a big, Australia's biggest stockbroking firm, but the Morgans Wollongong office are locally owned and operated. So we've been in Wollongong for 33 years now, I think. So it is very much a local business and a local small business. And we operate, so we've got a number of advisors. Like I said, I've been here been with Morgans Wollongong for 10 years, and we kind of operate with our individual businesses inside of business. So we kind of build our own client base individually as advisors and service and look after them. But then we work as a team, for everything else. So it's a nice environment to be in.
Beautiful.
That's so good. And so who do you help? So what's your main client base?
It varies a lot, to be honest. I've got clients who are entry-level investors, and we do. So I do the stockbroking side of things, but also the financial planning side. So there's kind of 2 facets to the business, or to my business. And so we have entry-level investors who might just want to get started in the stock market, and that could be uni students. It's young working people who haven't. Just getting started. Or then on the other end of the scale, there's high net worth individuals, and we just completely run their, trusts and self-managed super funds and things like that. So really it's about wealth creation, about being an investment advisor. So I don't advise on property at all. I can only advise on shares. So that's our specialty. And it really, I can do self-managed super funds, but also I can advise on different industry funds and things like that as well. So I'm also an Australian super accredited advisor, so they send through referrals as well. So it is a broad range. There's no real set target market of retirees or pre-retirees. We tend to you tend to get a lot of that, because that's when you start to look at your overall financial picture a lot of the time, pre-retirement or those 10 years prior to. But I've also really been looking towards, the younger demographic in trying to get the longevity and build relationships with people all the way through their financial journey. It's a really nice thing when you can, be part of someone's university life, and then as they form a family and move on from that. So that's nice too. So
I was going to say, it's really interesting that you say that, because you really are never too young to begin. And I suppose, sorry to take it off track, but how much do you need to start in stocks? Can you start with a small amount? Or?
You can start with as little. The thing is, when you're using a retail stockbroker, and that's the difference there, you can go get a CommSec or an E-Trade account and do it yourself for very little. You can spend $100 or less. I think it's about $10 or $20 a trade. But when you use a retail stockbroker and you're seeking advice, so you want them to actually assist with your decisions, then you pay a higher brokerage fee. It could be around $110 per trade. So you kind of want to make sure that your trade value, so even if you're spending $500, and that tends to be where I say, don't waste your money. You're only spending $500 and spending $110 on me to do the trade, then it's not really worth. But I've got, like I said, some uni students who tend to just put money in. We set up the account and they put money in every week. And then as it builds up to that 500 or 1,000, then we do a trade. So it's not about, I'll also do trades for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So there are different ends of the scale. It's you're never too young to start. My 19-year-old son, I am constantly getting him to put money into his share account, and and even gifting, when he was 16, I gifted him some Domino's pizza shares just because he knew the company, so it was a nice familiarity, and
that's awesome
those
to hear
types
that.
of things. Yeah, we do. And because I'm working with families as well, we'll often do that for their set up accounts for their children, and there are obviously minor tax laws and things like that to look at, but there's lots of ways to invest at every level, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah, you certainly can come in and be really comfortable talking to me or to one of us about getting it at any level. There's no pretentious nature of you don't have enough money. It's the perfect time to start really whilst things are down. So yeah.
Like from that, you've just said so much about what your points of difference are, your experience, that one-on-one, you're willing to work with people and build that relationship. And that's really something very special and unique to you. Yeah.
I think so. I think in our industry too, there's so much discourse, there's so much distrust, and just coming out of the Royal Commission and, all of those things that come out of that, I think, although it was hard, and you kind of come up against an instant distrust a lot of the time, because you're dealing with people's livelihoods and with their money. So you really need to be someone that they can trust. You need to be doing the right thing and build a relationship with them so that there is that level of trust, regardless of, whether they are that $500 investor or whether they've got millions of dollars with you. You're still dealing with a person, and you're still dealing with, that $500 might have taken, and I see my own son, that could be a week's wage for an apprentice. So it is as significant that as someone with ample money to spare. So yeah, I think that is our point of difference, and my point of difference. I like to form relationships, and I'm not a day trader, so I'm not someone who rings and is constantly throwing corporate deals. We do have access to corporate deals, but I'm not someone who does that regularly. I like to buy and build and hold, and just set people up for a long-term investment choice and long-term financial goals.
That's brilliant.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm already hooked. I've never been hooked, and I'm now hooked. So I might have to talk to you.
Don't get me started though, Sophie, because I really do get carried away. Sometimes people, I know my kids especially, they just glaze over. Mum starts talking about business or shares or something, and they're like, oh. So you be careful what you open the door to.
No worries, sounds great. But so speaking of even our the business I'm with, Consortium Lounge, what was the benefits of yourself joining Consortium Connect?
For me, and I really enjoy connecting with like-minded people. Yeah. I think you're never in a position where you know everything, and you can learn from every different type of person. So I really like connecting with local people and small businesses, especially because there's a lot of learning going on in small businesses and in large businesses, but there's a lot of capacity to share and capacity to learn from people. I'm someone who I don't do these things just to go out and get business. We're already very well established, and I've got a lot of referral business coming through. I do it because I think it's a real possibility and a real opportunity to just get to know different businesses, what we've got to offer in the Illawarra. I think we're really lucky that it's a big place but a small place. It is a place where we really value community, but we're big enough to be able to have a lot of industry as well. So
true.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's I really enjoy it. I am enjoying getting to know the people at the Consortium Lounge too.
Excellent. We love that.
Cool. So I suppose to finish up today, we'd just like to know one fun fact about you.
Fun fact. I am crazy enough to on every second Saturday, and most people don't know this, I've been doing it for over a year, and I don't really advertise the fact, but I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning on every second Saturday and do a stock market report on the ABC with Mark
Really?
Matthews. Yes, and
Wow.
it's like I said, I've been doing it for over a year, and it's been just one of those things where I keep saying, I really should, you know, kind of encourage people to listen to that. So, but it's just become a bit of a habit, and I really enjoy it actually, because you kind of get up and you get the overnight data from the US, and I start talking about it. So I start my weekend talking about my favorite thing. So,
Cool.
That's such you can tell how passionate you are, and we can see that, and it just feels like so natural, you know, and for you. And which is lovely. Yeah.
That's lovely. Thank you so much for your time. I've really enjoyed our chat, and I think we will need to continue this offline.
Absolutely.
Yep, that's it. We will be for sure. Well, thank you so much. We'll be seeing. Where can we find out more information about you and the business as well?
That's a good question. We've got our socials. So Facebook, it's Morgans at Wollongong. There's also our website, morgans.com.au. We're just on Corrimal Street, so pop in and say hi. Always like that. We've got a really beautiful office. We've been here for we moved offices. We were on 𝒂𝒕 Street. Like I said, we've been here for a long time, but moved into a beautiful new office a couple of years ago. So that's a nice opportunity to come and check that out and see us as well.
Lovely. And for personal contact there, would you do you have anywhere that people contact you personally, or is it more just a website and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to have my email out there, my email address out there, which is just tegan.curtin@morgans.com.au, or just coming through reception is fine.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much. This will be on later, and we can't wait to see you at our next lounge chat. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.